Hello everyone, hi. So, as we all know, today we are here to recreate this piece over here. We are going to paint this oak tree with gouache or poster paints, whatever. Then you can add the borders, the tape for the borders of the art journal or art sheet, whatever you're using. So today I will be using this art sketchbook, watercolor art journal from Zen Sangam. It is A5 size, okay, and it is 245 GSM, 20% cotton. I've recently started using this sketchbook for all my gouache artworks, and I really like the texture of this sketchbook. So I've prepped everything up with the tape and everything, and we are going to recreate this oak tree. And I have this palette right here. Poster colors, I'll be using poster colors. You can use acrylics, gouache, or poster colors. And these random local store brushes, some palette knives, and clean water. So I'll just explain you the gist of our painting today. We are going to start with sketch, and we'll draw a semicircular area for the ground and the trunk. We'll be adding small bulges around the tree to give it a more realistic effect, and the trunk narrows down at the top, okay? And then we are going to start with the painting, the background first and the leaves, and then everything like that. So should we start with the sketch? Okay. So firstly, we are going to start with the sketch, and we'll add a semicircular ground for the bottom of our page. And from the middle of our sheet, we are going to add the trunk. And the trunk has to have these small bulges around it, which gives it a more realistic effect. And don't worry, it doesn't have to be exact, just go with it randomly. In a way, it's broad around here, and the trunk goes narrowing down at the top. So firstly, for the background, we are going to create this dark green shade. I'll be using this green and mixing it with some black. It's the shade, just a second, poster green, okay? And mixing it with some black to create a dark green shade. Adding some black. Guys, make sure the consistency is not too thick or not too thin. If it's too thin, then it will kind of look transparent. And if it's too thick, it will develop a layer of paint which will look weird by the end. So make sure the consistency is perfect, medium, okay? Okay, so we are going to paint this area, the border, the background, and we'll leave the ground and the trunk as it is, okay, plain. Just cover the entire background. it should not take a longer time to dry, as poster colors dry quite quick if the consistency is perfect. If it's thick, it will take longer time to dry. I'm using a flat brush. Done, and now we're going to wait for it to dry. I'll just let you guys know the next step. We are going to make a line, okay, randomly. It doesn't have to be exact again. And we are going to separate our background with the tree leaves, okay? That's what we're going to do next, once you get done with the painting part. Yeah, perfect. So now we are going to create a line with our pencil, okay? I think it won't be visible as our background is black, but wait, green, but I'll show you once again. Just 1 minute. Okay, see this line right here. Okay. So now for the next step, we are going to add some white in our same dark green shade we made before. And then we are going to make small details for our background. We'll make stems and leaves. So I'll just add some white in this paint. And if you ran out of your dark green paint, just you can add some green and black again and mix some more. Dark green, black, and some white. A green gray shade. I'll show you the shade once. Just the same green with some white in it. So is your paint ready? Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to take my detailing brush. You can use a thin brush, okay, and take a little bit of paint on the brush. And what we are going to do is we are going to create stem like this. It has to be really random as it's the background. You don't have to be precise. And just dab, dab, dab for the leaves, okay, randomly. Creating a little lighter. For the stems to be thick, you have to use a thick, lighter amount of paint. I mean, the consistency should be a little thin. So it gives us thinner stems. It's really okay if the stems are a little dark or a little thick. Leave the top part empty, okay, guys? And for the leaves now, we are just going to slightly dab different sizes of dots for our leaves. To not cover the entire area, we'll leave some gaps. Come over here around the trunk. Just don't worry about the shape of the leaves. As it's our background, it will later get covered up by leaves and everything, grass. And done. That's all. Just little dots for the leaves. Yeah, for the background, see, first we went for with this green and black and we created this shade for our background. And then for these leaves, we added some white to it to create this green gray shade. And then we went with the background leaves. So for the next step, we are going to paint this trunk. We are going to take brown and mix it with some yellow to create a light brown yellowish shade for the background of the trunk. And then we are going to add details on our trunk with shadows and everything. So first we'll mix some brown with some yellow. This is chrome yellow and burnt sienna. brown. If you don't have brown, guys, you can just take some blue, red, and yellow, and you'll get the perfect brown shade. Or you can also add some black to the orange. A yellow shade with just a hint of brown, more like a mustard yellow shade. The same consistency we used for our background. Adding some brown. This is the shade we're going for. Yellow with a hint of brown in it. And we'll paint our trunk with this color. Once we get done with our background, we'll add details, some shadows on our trunk. We are going to add these shadows on our trunk and develop the paint. So taking some brown, I'm just mixing the shades for now, to our same paint and adding some black to it, creating a darker brown. And if you have an already made darker brown, you can use that. I'm going to take my detailing brush and add shadows. We are going with this dark brown shade for the shadows on top of our background color. So now just add shadows. We blend this at the end by together.
हाँ हाँ एक बार बताओ
Some shadows around the bulge we created before while sketching. Guys, you can leave this part as it is because by the end it will be covered with the leaves. Thick brush strokes. Again, you don't have to be exact. Just place it wherever you feel like. Should we start blending? So for the blending part, we are just going to smooth the edges. You just have to clean your brush and it doesn't have to be soaked thoroughly. It just has to be damp. Okay. Apply the damp brush on the edges. To get a smoother surface. And again, this area will be covered with leaves. So, you can always hide your mistakes with the leaves. Don't worry. Just blend out the edges a bit, creating a smoother base. Remember, your brush has to be not thoroughly soaked, just damp. So guys, now we are going to add some details on top of it. Now you are supposed to, once you're done, just make a darker shade of brown, the darkest of all of these shades. We are going to create these lines over here. with a dark shade. So guys, now imagine a tree in front of your eyes now. A natural tree has these spiral lines on its trunk, just random brackets, and the lines are like this. So that's what we're going to do. Just take your thin brush and add these spiral brackets, and then just add lines on top of it, creating a pattern. Do this around the bulge we created. With a darker brown. Are you guys with me? Please let me know if I have to go a bit slow.
No, it's going okay.
Okay. A bracket type of a structure, and then just add lines on top of it. It has to be a mixture of thin and thick lines to get the more realistic effect. And now thin lines. We'll add leaves in this area. And that's all. So now what we are going to do is take some green. create a green shade similar to that of the background, but with more of yellow to it. This shade will be very similar shade to the background. And just a little bit of yellow. Now I'm going to take this brush and just go with the leaves. Cover this area. Cover the entire part. Make sure the leaves are a little thinner towards the end, over here. Yeah, I just took a little bit of green, poster green, and added yellow, chrome yellow, and then mixed with some black to create a dark shade. Similar shade to that of the background, but just with a little bit of yellow. We leave some spots. The leaves, it's fine if the leaves are a little thicker because it's our first layer and we've built up our paint and add thinner leaves by the end. For the second layer, I'll just add some yellow to our paint, the paint we already mixed, to create a lighter shade of the same green.
This is the shade.
And now we can switch for the detailing brush. This one's a thicker brush. And I'm using round brushes. So I'm going to take my detailing brush and add leaves in a similar pattern, dab dab, but just a little thinner leaves. So what we are trying to do here is we are trying to develop this realistic effect. We are going from dark to light. We added darker leaves and now lighter, and then we'll start with the lemon yellow leaves and then again with the lightest shade of green. So we are developing a layer of paint. Around the borders.